Broadcasts of HIKI NŌ are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI NŌ. Kamehameha Schools, empowering Hawaiian keiki to explore, discover, and inspire. ABC Stores, a local company helping to transform education and develop Hawaii's workforce through bold learning initiatives like HIKI NŌ.
Hi, I'm Kobie Uyeda. I'm from Waiākea High School on the Hilo side of the Big Island, and I'm going to Oregon State University.
Hi, I'm Carl Antiado. I graduated from Baldwin High School on Maui, and I'm going to University of Nevada Reno.
My name is Brandon Marcos. I graduated from Kauaʻi High School on the island of Kauaʻi, and I will be attending the University of Hawaii at Manoa.
Okay, so, well, my HIKI NŌ experience, if I describe it, a little cheesy, but a roller coaster. So my entire HIKI NŌ journey started as a freshman in high school. I had no prior digital media experience whatsoever, but my older sister, who recently graduated from the high school at the time, recommended me to go join the digital media club under Mrs. Roy, and I did because she said it was fun and I had nothing better to do. So when I got there, oh boy, I did not know that decision of joining the Digital Media Club would be the start of so many experiences and opportunities during my entire high school career. During my freshman year, I worked on my first HIKI NŌ project, and again, with no prior digital media experience, no HIKI NŌ experience whatsoever, it was a hot mess.
Yeah. I think for me, my HIKI NŌ experience is kind of like, yeah, hot mess, but also good times, kind of mixed all together at one. Definitely got that experience, the opportunities, going out into the community and getting to know people, talk stories, like something that I never thought I could do, but just getting out there and out of my comfort zone, meeting deadlines, being on it, kind of just, and yeah, all those rough times, editing, making those deadlines. But overall, it probably was something that I would do all over again if I had the chance. Just making those stories and connections with people, it's something that you never get that opportunity again. Like through HIKI NŌ, it provides us these opportunities to just get out there and make something of yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with both of you. My HIKI NŌ experience was very influential in my life. I remember even before going into 6th grade, I had no interest in filmmaking, or I didn't know how to use a camera or how to edit, but I hesitantly went into the program. Long story short, I just overthought everything. I remember going home crying one day because I was just so furious at not knowing what to do. But throughout the years, I learned more about it. I got to grow a lot as a person. And it was a lot, to ask a little 6th grader, hey, can you call this person? Can you email this person? Can you go and talk to that random stranger? But, it was a really good personal development for myself, and I grew a lot from this experience. And even carrying on into high school, I still carry those same skills and I develop new ones. And so HIKI NŌ really turned me into the person that I am today, and was just such an amazing opportunity for all the students who participated to be part of that program.
Okay, so in this HIKI NŌ story band teacher, my role in this was pretty much all over the place. So being able to do the story on the guy who started my love and passion for music really hits home, and it just meant so much, again, to be able to do that story on him, and even and share his important message. His message is super simple, but it means so much. Just do the best you can, because that's all anyone can really ever ask of you.
David Karaya has been conducting the Iao Intermediate School Band for 5 years.
I started like most kids here in Maui. Started in middle school, right here at Iao School. My father was a band teacher here at Iao School, and my grandfather was the teacher at Kauaʻi High School on Oahu. So band and teaching band is something that has been in my life for longer than I can remember.
Unfortunately, when David returned to Iao School, he found the band room in a devastated situation.
The illustration that I used to describe coming to Iao School was like, you know that part in The Lion King where Simba comes back to his home and everything is like burnt and on fire? It was kind of like that. I came into this band room and instruments were broken, things were lost, papers were misfiled. It was dirty, there was graffiti all over the place. The morale of the students and the parents with regard to the band program was very low. So it was a tough time to come in, but also an exciting time. You know, this was my first job at the one place that I could never imagine myself. So the fact that Iao School opened up was just really exciting. So yeah, there was a lot to clean up and get ready and move and throw away and find lost things, but I was just really excited to start and to be with the students, and yeah, I was just excited.
This energy and optimism helped David build the band up to what he knew. Now, David passes on his lessons of hard work and determination to his students.
If my students learn anything from me from the time that they're here at Iao School, is that I want students to learn to do the best they can.
For me, do the best you can meant always put my extra 10% in everything. He taught me to be the very best person I could ever be.
For me, that's enough. That's a big achievement for me. This band room, it's like my Millennium Falcon. It's like this old beat-up band room, but it's like, it works. It means a lot to me and has a lot of great memories.
With hard work and determination, David Karaya pushed through the adversity to bring the band up stronger than ever. This is Leanne Binas from HP Baldwin High School for HIKI NŌ.
Yeah, it's a really great story. Well done. Yeah, and you can definitely see like that he cares. Like, you know, you take up one old bus-up band room and you turn it around and then you start up this great musical program, and then have students like you who he's inspired and probably a choke more, that, like you said, and just turned it into something great, and just sometimes, and you want to go. Do you want to go back and help out?
Yeah, I actually am currently still helping out whenever I can in the middle school music program. So he's impacted me so much that I want to see the newer kids learning music also build and learn and develop that passion and love for music that he gave me. So it
awesome.
definitely came right back around.
Yeah, that inspiration and that influence that he had on you was really evident in the video. You know, I feel like you did a really great job in really displaying that, you know, that bond that he has with the students, that influence that he has with the students. You know, it's really hard to get the subject to connect to the audience, but I think you did a really great job in doing that. So the story that I want to share with you guys is a story that I did in middle school, and it is called Kapaʻa Gridlock.
On the east side of Kauaʻi, residents are having to deal with a problem that has become all too common: traffic.
Well, I think right now, a little bit of the traffic that we have right now is caused by construction. So we have, in other words, the normal flow that we have has been impeded by the construction, having to close down certain lanes due to construction. So that's problem number one. The second problem is a lot of people rent a car to be on this island because they like to go out and explore.
Traffic increased because our population increased by about 15,000, and also the tourist population increased. So we have, again today, a traffic problem.
The traffic congestion has been very frustrating for the residents. On bad days, it can take up to 5 times longer than usual.
by that small cemetery, by that triangle, across the street from Ono Family Restaurant. Just to go there. I think it took me 15 minutes one day to get to Long's Drug. And normally that's a 3-minute ride.
The inability to just get home or get to the grocery store, run simple errands, it takes considerably longer.
Well, I can say for Growing Greens Nursery, way up on Kauaʻi Road, the traffic doesn't really affect us up here. But when you get into downtown Kapaʻa, everyone down there is affected. I mean, it's a nightmare to get out of the Safeway parking lot. It is something that people don't want to do.
Construction being done by the Department of Transportation may be one of the reasons why we have traffic congestion, but their main intention is to help improve the traffic flow.
What we are planning on doing is widening out some of our highways, adding more facilities for buses, adding more sidewalks, creating more bike lanes, and those type of projects will actually reduce some of the traffic on the highway during the daytime and into the evening as well.
Although a lot of effort is being given by the DOT, if we don't act fast enough to solve the traffic problem, tourists may soon join the frustrated community and it may become a threat to our economy.
We actually decided to come here because we heard it wasn't quite as bad.
Yep.
So if it got worse in the future, then it would definitely affect our decision.
So if the amount of visitors were to drop for the island of Kauaʻi, it would have an impact on overall jobs, could have an impact on people's businesses. We've actually seen restaurants and some small businesses could close, and that's happened before when we've had a drop in tourism.
Local residents continue to deal with the traffic and finding ways around it, and some are hopeful that it will get better. The question is when that will be. This is Brandon Marcos from Chief's Kamakahele Middle School for HIKI NŌ.
I really like the story. Like as a 7th grader, you wouldn't think to do a story about traffic. Like you don't you're not even driving. So I don't know, it's something that I would never think to do, and you guys just handle it so well. You got all the interviews and they're well shot. Did you run into any problems while you're doing that?
Yes. It's actually a really funny story. I spent the afternoon walking up and down the sidewalk asking pedestrians about what they thought about the traffic, their opinions, what could we do to solve it. I spent the entire afternoon, we probably walked a mile or so up and down, and it wasn't until the next morning that I checked my footage and I had no audio whatsoever. Hours and hours of footage with 0 audio. And so I got myself back together and I loaded the car. I asked my parents again, hey, can you drive me to Kapaʻa? They were not happy. But we reshot interviews, and fortunately, those second round of interviews were actually better answers than the previous day. And so I lucked out on that, and it was definitely a great learning experience. Now, I never, made that mistake again, and I always check my audio, so I'm happy about that.
So for Stay Humble Pray, Kyle Kilausing, he's a motivational speaker, and he talks about not doing drugs to students, and he goes all around the island, he talks to students. So that's kind of how I heard about him. To contact him, I was kind of scared because looks are deceiving. I kind of judged him based off how he looked. He's all tatted up, and so I was kind of scared, but I gave him a call and he agreed to meet with me. So we met up at our mall and just do a little pre-interview, and I started with him, just got to know his side of the story and how he went about things. And so it wasn't until about maybe a month later I was talking with my teacher, like how should I pursue this story? It's a great story. He has a great message to share with everybody.
You know what happened? Somebody also be drugs.
Kyle Kilausing speaks freely about his past drug addiction and even about the part that cost him his freedom.
I was a crystal meth addict, and I did lots of bad things that put me in prison for 10 years of my life. I put the shackles on in hopes that the kids, they can see and they can leave them off. People can say bad choices, they can hear bad choices, about bad choices, but they cannot see them, unless I show them I speak to kids so no child can grow up and go through addiction like I did.
Sentenced for 10 years, Kyle went through many battles with himself and other inmates.
The first 3 years of my incarceration, I was isolated in the hole. Lowest point was battling that time by myself and not knowing what to do, to the point where you start thinking things that is not good. And that's where I surrendered to God, because I was at that point of losing my brain. I don't care who you are, you spend 3 years in a bathroom without windows, there's something gonna happen to you, and something was playing on toll on me. But God needed me to see what I had to see, so I could feel what I had to feel, so I could do what I do today. And I seen guys get raped, I seen guys get killed, I seen plenty bad things in prison. And I'll tell myself, stay humble, bro. You get 7 years left. This is temporary. This is not your home, bro. And I pray, Father God, please help me through this time. Oh, that's how I came up with stay humble prayer.
Those words stayed with Quilly, and he started a clothing line to impress on others, the same words that helped him cope with his own struggles. The message holds more value than any profit or fashion statement.
My biggest accomplishment was having one girl message me after one of our presentations and writing to me saying, "Uncle, my mom is in prison because of ICE. Because of your presentation, I never went to ICE, not even once." Right there, that's my accomplishment. The impact that we leave with these kids, I would go through them all over again.
This is Kobie Uyeda from Waiākea High School for HIKI NŌ.
Yeah, that was a really great story. I feel like your subject, Mr. Kilausing, had a lot to share, in his message. And, not only did he inspire the students and he inspired you as well, but I think he also inspired the viewers of HIKI NŌ. I think it wasn't just a video, it wasn't just a story that you did, but it was also a message. And I think that it was really great to not only expose him to not only just the students and the school, but to a wider audience. And so I think, this story can have a lot of impact on many people.
What went through your mindset just trying to get the pre-interview, for example? You said you met with him in person to do a pre-interview. How did that feel? Like you kind of mentioned it, like he was, that sort of stigma, how he was a prisoner at one point. How did that sort of because that's just like, whoa.
Well, for me, I know I wanted to challenge myself because all the other HIKI NŌ stories that I've been doing was in my school, basically. So I knew I wanted to get out there and just challenge myself. So for me, I was by myself doing this at first. So just meeting with him was really intimidating. I was just like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't know who this guy is. And I totally judged him on the looks and just the whole stereotype of prison drug addict. But I don't know, I just kind of sucked it up and stuck with it and kept going.
Again, the college that I'm going to is University of Nevada Reno, and I'm currently planning to be majoring in computer science and engineering. So quite different from digital media, but definitely the major skills that HIKI NŌ taught us can definitely be used in pretty much any field. Probably one of the skills that I know has improved over the years because of HIKI NŌ is communication, emailing adults, your people in the industry. It's HIKI NŌ just sort of prepped us for that in the future. And definitely, I think probably the biggest thing HIKI NŌ has indirectly taught us was to take opportunities we're given.
Yeah, definitely. So I will be attending Oregon State University in the fall and majoring in, hopefully, Kinesiology Pre-Med. Yeah, very different from media, but that's all right. But HIKI NŌ definitely taught me choke skills that I could apply. One of them being to always persevere. You know, after doing so many rough cuts after rough cuts, like you just learn to just put out your best work, always good to great, and always never settling for less. I think that's something that I will have to push for and always remember, especially since I have a long road ahead of me. I know that I'm definitely gonna have to persevere, and even though when times get tough and there's like a lot of lows and hot messes along the way, I always just gotta persevere and challenge myself and take any opportunity that is stepped forward before me.
Yeah, so this upcoming fall semester I will be at the University of Hawaiʻi at Mānoa, and I will be majoring in computer science. And one of the skills that HIKI NŌ taught me that I'm really going to take with me is networking. So, you know, who said that, you know, a small middle schooler couldn't work with a well-established, you know, broadcasting station? You know, and who's to say that a college student can't work with big companies like Google or NASA? And so I think, you know, just giving me that inspiration and that knowledge that I can do these things. I can work with the professionals. I can network with people, and I can really, you know, develop myself as a professional. You know, it really gives me that confidence to achieve greater, you know, than what is expected of me.
Like, I want to go back to what Kobie said about perseverance, and I totally agree with you in that. HIKI NŌ, like how you said, through all the rough cuts we had to go through, definitely perseverance was a major skill that they just drilled into us. I think because we've sort of learned to persevere, we're able to sort of try to set ourselves to higher standards. Like you said, try to produce results better than what other people expect of us, which in the end makes quality product, yes, but makes us quality people in the end.
I chose to go to college just to further my education in the career I want to be in. I gotta know the stuff that I need to know. So I guess it's kind of like an automatic for me to go just so I can pursue the career that I would want. But if I chose any other career, I don't think I'd go to college. But it's just because I really want to help people in the way that I would like to help through medicine and stuff. So it's just something that I gotta do.
Yeah, my family has really strong thoughts about, you know, getting a higher education. But especially with computer science, and I think Carl can also agree, is that, you know, computer science is a field that's always changing. And so I think just being able to stay up to date with the new technologies is really important. And a lot of the companies nowadays, they look for not only certifications, but they also look for college degrees because they want to see that you have those soft skills like networking, you know, knowing how to learn, and all of those other skills that come from being in a college environment. And so I think that's another reason why college is so important to me. It's just making myself a more marketable, you know, applicant when it comes to applying for jobs in the future.
I definitely agree with you there. Like, probably my personal reason for wanting to go to college is like how you mentioned, Kobie, wanting to learn what I need to learn in order to pursue the career that I want to do. And yeah, just going to college is obviously another schooling, but it's where we get to learn what we want to learn.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people say that, you know, you can just, you know, nowadays you can just get your education on YouTube or on the internet. You can always Google anything. So, you know, what's the sense of going to college? But, you know, there's a lot of value that comes with attending a college. You know, just the friendships that you make, the clubs, you know, the interactions that you make, the networking.
And I think for all of us that we're leaving our islands and going out, I think it also helps us grow like in some independency, something that, because we're also just live at home kind. But I think going out into another island or out of state, it kind of helps us grow as a person and see what we want. And a lot of people say like college is a time where you really find yourself. So I think that's also another reason why I'm choosing to go to college.
Just being, like you said, independent, living on our own, fending for ourselves, but pursuing that goal that we set for ourselves. So it's definitely, I'd say it's definitely worth it going to college.
Well, right now the world is a scary place. And I mean, for us just coming on a small island, going out into the world, the adult world, it's just something so much bigger than us. And I feel like half the stuff that adults do, I have no clue what to do. Like, I'm so fresh at all of this. Like, I'm just like a little baby in this big world. And it's scary, but hopefully with time, I'll learn as I go.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of always have to learn as you go. You know, the world is always changing, right? If you look back 5 years, you know, if you look back 5 years, you know, the world was also a completely different, a different place. And so I think, you know, going through with life, you just sort of have to kind of learn as you go and sort of adapt to the changes, because even, you know, 5-10 years from now, there's going to be jobs that we've never heard of. And so we just sort of have to adapt our skills and change and just really develop as people to, you know, stay on top of it and just be, you know, be ready to take on whatever comes our way.
I don't know about you guys, the world can throw whatever it wants at my face. I'm ready for it. Not really.
In a nutshell, my HIKI NŌ experience was memorable, full of stress, but in the end, it was all worth it.
Yeah, in a nutshell, my HIKI NŌ experience was probably the most rewarding and the most memorable part of my life.
All right, and in a nutshell, my HIKI NŌ experience, while very difficult at times, is definitely a can-do experience.
Broadcasts of HIKI NŌ are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo, and by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI NŌ. Kamehameha Schools, empowering Hawaiian keiki to explore, discover, and inspire. ABC Stores, a local company helping to transform education and develop Hawaii's workforce through bold learning initiatives like HIKI NŌ.